What would your life and business look like if you actually had a clear plan with fewer offers and more revenue, where you had the opportunity to get out from underneath what you've built? I know it can feel really scary to switch up your offers, especially when things are going well, right? When things are difficult, we're often willing to do what it takes, take risks, take chances, try new things. But when things are going well, it is a lot scarier. So let's take a moment to actually talk through what changing things up, even if they're going well, can mean for your business. First of all, this is about freedom in a business that fits your life, right? You don't want more clients per se, but what you really don't want is more complexity. It is time to have a business that runs without you running yourself into the ground. And one of the examples is one of my clients who was just shy of $1 million year last year, a few $1,000s short, which really sucks, by the way. I don't really care about the numbers usually, but I'm like, oh, that was so close. And in her business, we've gone from a signature 12-week program that was launched 2, 3, 4 times a year with these big launches, huge events, multiple webinars, tens of thousands of dollars in ad spend, like all the bells and whistles, right? Into a 12-week program that enrolls every single month. Now, this might seem counterintuitive because you're like, how does launching every month make life easier? And for this particular client, why we designed it this way and why we swapped things up is that it works well for her. And it allowed her to let her team take over more things. And it removed a ton of the mental pressure of, I have to launch and the launch has to go well because I need to make payroll for the next 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Right. So we redesigned we changed some things in the offer. We changed up the deliverables and how they deliver their coaching and how they handle the calls and how they handle pre-submitted questions. Like we streamlined a ton of stuff in the offer to make things easier to deliver without affecting client results or the client experience. If anything, the client experience got better, but she has to do less, prepare less, and show up slightly less because by systematizing enrollment into monthly, now her team can step in and do more of it. So that is just one example. And in general, when we clean up your offer suite, you will have an easier life and more freedom, right? Because we're taking away anything that causes friction, any parts of the offer that feel draining, any honestly dead weight. And again, I never name names, but I do have another client where they have a lower ticket, like an intro offer, like a lower ticket sort of self-study course. And what we noticed was that, first of all, it didn't make as much money. That's fine for an intro offer, right? But what was much more important was that no one did that and then upgraded. It didn't fulfill the function. And it was so much harder to get sales for this offer that was around 10% of the price of their main offer that we cut it all together, which means less maintenance, less delivery, less promotion, more time to promote your main offer, or more time to fuck off and go on vacation. So that's just a couple of examples that it is truly possible to build a business that feels easier, but it comes from customization and designing offers that all work together and most importantly, work for you. Now, secondly, you can stop guessing. And there's an immense mental drain of knowing something isn't right, but not being sure how to fix it, how to decide, how to move forward, if it's the right next step. And when your offers connect and they all make sense together, you can finally see that vision of this is where it's going, this is how it works together and it makes sense, right? Here's how everything connects to each other. And one of my clients that I worked with in the past, Alicia, we mapped out her entire digital product suite together. And it was like a way to get away from just the ideas and put it in a structure that works together. And most importantly, or not most importantly, but also important, it's not just that you can stop guessing, your audience can stop guessing. They don't have to ask like, "Hey, should I get this or should I get that? Should I get the group version or the self-study version or the private coaching version? Should I start here, here, or here?" Right? They will more naturally find their perfect starting point and find the best fit for them, and they will naturally go through your different offers. Then there's just growth that feels good. Um, and I've personally been there where I think I did like 4 or 5x. There was 1 year to the next year where I think it was like 4.5 thereabouts, like 4.5 times more revenue, more projects, more things than the year before. And it is awesome. Like when that train starts rolling, like I'm not gonna lie, that's a great feeling. And there's a lot of growing pain. There comes a point where if that had happened again the next year, I would have had huge issues, right? There are things about growing your business that can make your life more difficult instead of better. And again, champagne problems, choose your heart, all that stuff. But this really sets you up for growth that actually feels good. And one of the ways to know if you fall into this category is if someone buys one of your offers and you're like, oh, okay, um, we got to fix that offer, right? Or if you think like, if one more person buys this, I'm gonna start pulling my hair out, lose my mind, all of that stuff, then it is really time to switch up your offers. And finally, what's so good about changing up your offers in a way that feels good is that they reflect what you're best at now, right? You're not continuing to build on something that is like, feels like you designed it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lifetimes ago. And this is really about allowing yourself to step into your zone of genius a little bit more, and your messaging follows that. So I had a VIP day with, actually in person, really fun because she lives close, with Megan the other week. And she said that she met up with another female founder immediately after our VIP day. And she texted me and she said, I was able to clearly and confidently articulate my offer and the outcome because of our work together. And she's now sending me a referral of someone who fits my ideal client avatar and has the exact need for my signature offer. Now, we didn't do a ton of work on our signature offer in the sense that because of the nature of her work is partially custom, I asked, well, what's the main thing, right? What do you like the best? What happens the most? What are clients gaga for? And we took that and we packaged that up into a signature offer. She then went to a meeting, was able to very clearly and confidently say, like, this is what it is, and here's why people want it. Right? It's not about all the best bells and whistles. It's not about the exact title. It's about what makes this valuable to the customer. And that's where my conversion copywriting skills come in, is that I can very naturally look at an offer and say, it's like, here's why people pay for this. Right. And it's almost never what the person I'm talking to thinks, which makes it really interesting to me too. But we do a little bit of messaging work around that. And then she sent me a second text, and that was like, I think I mostly loved that it felt good and I could finally really own it. And this is exactly what I do, and people get it right away. And that is really the strength of actually taking the time to sit down and be like, what's my offer suite? If I do custom work, what's my main offer? If I don't do custom work, but I don't like my main offer anymore, how do I change this and talk about this moving forward? And finally, and that's kind of what this text chain with her segues into, is that it makes your marketing simpler. You can stop trying to do all the things. You can reach your people through a few channels that actually work, because now you can very clearly state like, this is what my work does, this is who it's for, and here's how we can work together, which reduces the sort of importance and urgency to be everywhere all the time talking about all your 27 different content pillars. Um, Whereas when you bring it back to an offer suite that all works together with desirable outcomes, your marketing gets so much easier. So if you heard this and you're like, oh, freedom in a business that fits my life, wonderful. Stop guessing. I have all my offers connect to each other, fantastic. Growing in a way that feels good and being able to communicate like what I do in a way that people immediately understand so that they can say, hey, I want that, or hey, let me introduce you to so and so who needs that. This is exactly what we do during a Profitable Pivot VIP day. The link to book and find more information is down below, and I can't wait to work with you, and I will see you very, very soon.